The sun was just dipping behind the rolling hills of rural Tennessee, painting the fields in a golden glow. The big white barn was buzzing with activity, lanterns being strung, hay bales arranged for photos, and the scent of barbecue drifting into the warm country air. Emma leaned out the window of her friend's beat-up Jeep, sunglasses halfway down her nose, chewing on a piece of licorice. She wasn't country, she wasn't barefoot on gravel or moonshine on the porch kind of girl. But her best friend Riley, the bride, was. And when Riley asked her to come early and help with the wedding prep, Emma didn't hesitate. She was the sexy, city-smart, heart-on-sleeve kind of girl who drew eyes without trying, and she was already bored out of her mind. Until she saw him. He was throwing hay bales off the back of a pickup truck like it was nothing. Shirt halfway soaked in sweat, jeans hanging low on his hips, dark curls falling just enough to shadow his eyes. Liam, brother of the groom. 20, tall, sculpted, and quieter than most country boys. The kind of guy who didn't talk unless he had something worth saying. When Emma stepped out of the car, he looked up, just once, and their eyes met. 1 beat, 2. She smirked. He blinked and looked away, but she noticed the little grin tugging at the edge of his lips. Challenge accepted. Later that night, after the tables were set and everyone had eaten their weight in pulled pork and peach cobbler, the barn transformed. Music poured out the doors and fairy lights lit up the field outside like fireflies. Emma was in a black sundress that clung in all the right places. Liam wore a white button-down rolled to the elbows and dusty boots. She caught him watching her again from across the fire pit. When he walked over, it felt like the world had slowed. "You gonna keep staring at me all night or just say hi?" she teased. He tilted his head, smirking. "Wasn't sure if you were real." That was all it took. The tension wrapped around them like a tight string. Every step, every glance, every breath wound tighter. They danced, slowly, barely touching, but every time their fingers brushed, the fire inside her burned hotter. Sometime after midnight, after too much sweet tea vodka and not enough good decisions, Emma slipped out the back of the barn barefoot, heels in hand. She wasn't surprised when she heard Liam's boots crunching behind her a moment later. "I needed air," she said, not turning around. He stepped beside her, quiet. "Me too." They walked in silence down the gravel path that led to the empty pasture behind the barn. The stars above were unreal, like 1,000 tiny lanterns hanging in a black sky. She stopped at the edge of the fence line, turned toward him. "I thought you'd be more talkative," she said. "I'm not good at small talk." "Good," she whispered. "I'm not in the mood for small things tonight." Then she stepped forward, bold, a little tipsy, but entirely sure, and kissed him. The kiss wasn't sweet. It was wildfire. His hands found her hips, hers tangled in his shirt. They stumbled back onto the grass, the heat of the day still trapped in the earth beneath them. Her dress hiked up. His shirt came off. They moved like they'd done this 100 times. Hands exploring, mouths hungry, breathless gasps breaking the stillness of the night. It wasn't rushed, but it wasn't careful either. It was urgent, deep, a mix of curiosity and craving, of youth and fearlessness. She whispered his name. He said hers like a secret. The stars above witnessed everything. They lay tangled together in the grass, his hand tracing slow circles on her stomach. Her head on his chest, rising and falling with his breath. "Do you do this often?" she asked. "Only when the universe drops someone like you in the middle of my field." She laughed, low and lazy. "Smooth." "I mean it," he said, serious now. "You weren't supposed to be here, were you?" She looked up at him, lips parted. "I don't know. Maybe I was." He kissed her again, slower this time, like a promise instead of a rush. The sun was barely peeking over the hills when Emma slipped back into the barn loft where the bridal party was sleeping. She was barefoot, hair a mess, lips still swollen from the night before. Riley looked up from her pillow and grinned. "Where the hell have you been?" Emma just smiled, brushing a piece of straw from her dress. Nowhere. Everywhere. At the wedding the next day, their eyes met across the crowd. No words, just that same spark. A story that started wild and wasn't nearly over yet. To be continued. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Share it with someone who'd enjoy it too, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss what's coming next. Got thoughts or feedback? Drop a comment below. I read every single one. Your support truly means the world to me. Thanks for being part of this journey. I'll see you in the next one.